Right now, at this exact moment, your money is losing value. You don't need to make a bad investment. You don't need to lose your job. You don't even need to spend it. You just have to do nothing. And slowly, silently, your future starts disappearing. You wake up. You check your bank account. $10,000. Not bad. You feel safe. There's a strange comfort in seeing that number. It feels like control, like stability, like you've done something right. No risk, no stress, no complicated decisions. Just money, sitting there. You tell yourself this is smart. You tell yourself you're being responsible. Because at least you're not losing money, right? At least you're not gambling it away in some risky investment. At least you're not making a mistake. But here's what you don't see. Every single day, inflation is eating your money. Not dramatically, not in a way that shocks you overnight, not in a way that makes headlines, but quietly, consistently, like a slow leak you can't hear. It's like having a bucket of water with a tiny hole at the bottom. At first, everything looks fine. The water level barely changes. You don't even notice it. But give it time, and eventually, the bucket empties. That's exactly what's happening to your money. And the worst part? You feel like you're doing the right thing. You feel safe. You feel smart. You think, at least I'm not losing money. But what if safe is actually the most dangerous decision you can make? Because right now, you're not protecting your money. You're slowly losing it. You just can't see it happening. And that's what makes it dangerous. Let's fast forward. 1 year later. Your money is still there. $10,000. You didn't touch it. You stayed disciplined, you avoided risk, you did exactly what you thought was right. And on the surface, nothing changed. But everything changed. Prices went up. Rent is higher, groceries cost more, gas feels expensive every time you fill your tank. Small expenses that once felt normal now feel noticeable. And slowly, your lifestyle starts adjusting. Not because you want it to, but because it has to. That same $10,000 doesn't feel like $10,000 anymore. Without realizing it, your money lost power. It's not about the number sitting in your account. It's about what that number can actually do for you. 1 year ago, $10,000 felt secure. Now, it feels average, almost limiting. It doesn't stretch as far. It doesn't give you the same confidence. And yet, the number hasn't changed. That's the illusion. You still see $10,000, so you believe nothing has changed. But in reality, everything has. And you still tell yourself, at least I didn't lose money. Now let's go further. 5 years. You open your account again. Still around $10,000. Same number, same digits, same sense of false security. But your life? Completely different. Rent has doubled. Everyday expenses feel heavier. Things that used to be small decisions now require thought. You hesitate more. You calculate more. You hold back more. That same $10,000 now feels small. What once felt like a safety net now barely feels like a cushion. What once gave you confidence now gives you anxiety. 5 years ago, that money had potential. It could have grown. It could have worked. It could have changed your future. Today, it barely moves it. And this is where it hits you. Not suddenly, but slowly. You start realizing something went wrong. But you didn't make a mistake. You didn't lose money. You didn't take risks. So what happened? That's when you look around
and you notice something uncomfortable. Your friend, who started with the same $10,000, is in a completely different position. Not because they were smarter, not because they were lucky, but because they did something. They invested it. Not perfectly, not confidently, not even correctly all the time, but they moved. They made decisions. They took action. They allowed their money to work. And over time, that made all the difference.
Now look at the difference. Your money stayed the same. Their money didn't. It grew, it changed, it adapted. While you were protecting your money, they were multiplying theirs. Same starting point, completely different outcome. And the difference wasn't knowledge. It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't even timing. It was action. This is the truth no one tells you. Doing nothing with your money feels safe, but it guarantees loss. Because money is not meant to sit. It's meant to move. The world doesn't stop. Prices go up, opportunities change, systems evolve. Everything around you keeps moving forward. And if your money stays still, it automatically falls behind. Not because you made a bad decision, but because you avoided making one at all. That's the irony. The biggest risk is not taking any risk.
The people who build wealth aren't fearless. They don't always make perfect decisions. They don't always win. But they understand something most people don't. Doing nothing is the biggest risk of all. Because time doesn't wait. The economy doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. Everything keeps moving, whether you act or not. So the next time you look at your money, don't just ask yourself, is it safe? Ask yourself, is it growing? Because safety without growth is just slow loss. And in a world that never stops moving, staying still is the fastest way to fall behind. And the scariest part? You won't even realize it while it's happening. There's no alarm, no warning, no sudden crash, just slow, silent loss. Until one day, you look back and realize you didn't lose your money in one big mistake. You lost it by doing nothing at all.